Hello, my dear friends, my lovely audiences. Welcome to the East-West Show. Jack Chow on the East-West Show with the G&E TV. City of El Monte, always my role model. I believe lots of people know El Monte in Southern California. By size, they're not big. By wealth, they're not super rich. But if you look at different ways, I would say they have hearts. That is the city that I like. That is the city that I respect. Especially nowadays when this whole country is being led by the extreme left, going west and west and west and west. So I would recommend you look into the east a little bit. El Monte is a city you look into. Right by the gateway of El Monte, there is a structure of a home, of a newly built home for veterans. If I'm right, that's 168 units. Am I right?
Right now, the one that's been built, that we built, the city of El Monte, one of the first cities to ever do this, it's 41 units. But we're right in the process of building 60 new units for families, 2 and 3 bedrooms.
All right. And thank you very much. With me today is my good friend, Mr. Jay Gomez. He is the mayor pro tem of El Monte, and a good friend. We go back at least 20 years.
Easy.
Yeah, easy, right? And in the old time, when he was with Michael Antonovich in his office, being the senior consultant for his office for more than 20 years, something
Easy,
like
yeah.
that. And I respect this man for lots of aspects. And he is a veteran, and he got his award in his own way, which affects his whole life, sadly, but gloriously, right? And he walks in a funny way, but to me, that's a medal. That's a medal.
Thank you.
And the family has a tradition, has a legacy. His sons and grandsons, they all are at this very moment in service.
Yes.
I believe it's a family of a tradition, as a family of a glorious tradition, and also a family of hearts, right? And being on the council members board for that many years, he also happens to be the longest stay council member of El Monte. I say longest, I did my homework.
You sure did.
Yeah, don't laugh at me. I did my homework. All right, good. And he is now the founder and the CEO of Absolute Security. Why he did that, I asked him. He said that look around the cities like Alhambra, city of like Arcadia, like Rosemead, like anywhere, everywhere, home robberies, right?
A lot of sexual assaults.
Sex assault, street robberies, or stuff like that. People need security. Looking around our LASD, we do not have enough officers. Oh, by the way, on that catch, I have a little number for you. I interviewed my dear friend Bob Lindsay, the candidate for county sheriff. According to him, when on the full scale, the LASD officers, deputies, supposed to be no less than 8,500. Now, due to all kinds of reasons, on a regular day, at a given moment, there is only 5,000 dispatchable. So that backs you.
You know what's happening, if you don't mind, I'll share that a little bit. Unfortunately, Jack, you know, it's, I've been in, like you just commented, as a councilman, I've been senior deputy administrator.
You've been everything, everywhere.
And I've been in the county 40 years. However, what's happened is there's been a lot of bad decisions made in Sacramento, a lot of untruths. So what's happening, certain laws have been passed, which has allowed the criminal element to come into our streets.
AB 109.
AB 109, Prop 47, Prop 57 has been a disaster, but no one wants to admit it. So now we have walking down the streets of the San Gabriel Valley, LA County, the state of California, criminals. There's some that are able to be rehabilitated, but the majority have come out and committed a worse crime, just like the police officer in Whittier that was shot.
Yeah, right.
Responding to an accident.
By a guy
AB 109.
who's been released by AB 109, in and out jail for 5 times. In the morning, he'll kill his cousin. In the afternoon, kill officer of Whittier.
So that has continued. No city has the ability to be safe today.
That gives me a belief that absolute security is really needed.
We need security because, and I'll share this real quickly. I know you're in a hurry. You may be in a hurry. What happens is that we cannot afford, and we don't have the money from the state to hire more police officers, whether it's LA County sheriffs, whether it's police departments, independent police departments in cities. So for us to hire more police officers, we'd go bankrupt. What today, and the need for safety and security for our families, for our schools, for our children, for our businesses to keep thriving,
especially
we need security. And that's why I partner up with Lucy Lynn to work with her at Absolute Internet Security so we can provide at more of an economic value for security.
One thing for sure, that you always choose to do the right thing at the right moment, all right? And also I learned that you are also the chair of the Independent Cities.
Yes, I was the president of Independent Cities. Today I'm a board member, but I was a president. This is 48 cities. These are 48 cities. Again, when the decisions were made in Sacramento, there was no funding, not $1 to the cities. It all came to LA County.
To the cities where they release the criminals to.
Where the criminals go back to their communities.
Okay.
And we don't have the money to hire more police officers or equipment.
And to be honest with you, my dear audiences, today if you look around at all levels of the elected officials, I believe that the bottom level, which is the city level, they are the elected officials that are doing their hard job. Number one, they are the layer bottom. Everything goes downstream to them. And number two, no money goes to them. And yet they have to satisfy everybody's requirement.
We have to keep our cities safe. We have to keep our community safe, our business safe, our visitors safe. Yet we have not been provided the funding. But we we work doubly as hard to keep our communities. And that's why hiring security officers is so more ability than bringing in new police officers.
It's a vital decision. A vital decision. If you do not want to run into the risk of being robbed, being stolen, being set fire upon, or so on and so forth.
Turn the television on any morning, any channel.
Yeah.
Businesses are being robbed. 7-Elevens, clothing stores, jewelry stores. They're walking in and committing heinous crimes. And this all attributed to all these people being released.
I 100% agree with you, except at one point when you say, turn the TV on, you don't do this. Now we do this.
I know. You got me.
I got you, right?
You got me.
All right. We're a close friend, very close. We joke around all the time, all right? My dear friend, today with my dear brother, Jay Gomez, who I often joke around, brother by the same mother or something like that, right?
Right.
All right.
I'm proud of it.
Yeah, sure. We're touching base about one example city, that is EI Monte, which is always a city I adore so much. I believe they are not by size the biggest, and they are not by money the richest. However, they are the one you look at. You need to take a look at because they think the right way, they do the things the right way, and they make calls the right way. With me, my friend Jay Gomez, the mayor pro tem, can testify that they are doing the whole thing, can testify that Jack Chow says is right. All right. Let's take a very short moment now. When we come back, We want to start from the very, very starting point. How come? What did they do to make El Monte the El Monte today? Stay with us. Hello, dear friends, lovely audiences, my dear fellow Angelinos. Welcome back to the show. As a matter of fact, it's discussion of a dissect of a city. A dissect of a city, though, we want to find out what's in the city, what's exactly represent the uplifting points of the city issues, of the city business. With me today, my good friend, Mayor Pro Tem of the city of El Monte. Being mayor many, many times. You're mayor anyway, right? Okay, Mayor Pro Tem, mayor, well, council member anyway. You're there forever, right?
Thank
so,
you.
Mr. Jay Gomez, also he is a board member of the independent cities, of the 48 cities, and he was a president of that independent cities, and also he served with Michael Antonovich for so many years, more than you could remember, as a senior consultant, and while trying very hard as a veteran, he set himself as a role model, at least for his own sons and own grandsons who are in service, all in service. All right, so that's not important. Or the issue today is your city, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, you served in the city for long enough, and I, as a bystander, been here also long enough. I witnessed the growth of El Monte. To be honest with you, the name of El Monte wasn't that loud.
No.
Like 15 years ago,
No,
20
sir.
years ago, right? And you look around the city streets are dirty, and there are bad guys on the streets, and there are bad things on the streets. Shop fronts are ugly, stuff like that. Now I invite you to go on Valley, driving from Baldwin way to east, and then Santa Anita going across, and the Baldwin going across, on the north and south. You will find out you're looking at a total different city.
Yes, sir.
Question: what did you do in the first place to change the city, to turn the city into the look today?
Let me tell you what we did first. First, right now we have an outstanding city council, a whole group that's working hard and great city staff.
Leadership.
Exactly. You have to have leaders or council and city staff that have a vision of tomorrow, not today or yesterday.
All right.
The first thing we did, before we can bring any real business and families into a city, what does the city have to do? It has to be safe. So
All
what
right.
we did, we tackled all what you were saying, the graffiti. There's no graffiti.
Yeah.
Gangs, the gangs don't come out.
They're off the street.
Our police department is right now one of the best police departments anywhere in LA County, anywhere in the state. We did that. We cleaned up our city. We're working every day to clean up our city. And then all of a sudden, there was an economic downturn back in 2008, 2009, where a lot of cities were almost drowning. El Monte worked harder, harder, and harder. And today, there's probably no city. We have $1 billion of development on a table right now. We are building hotels, which El Monte's never had. More businesses coming in. We have a lot of families coming back to El Monte because they feel safe. And that has been a very successful story. As long as we continue to be aggressive, support our business community, be business friendly, work with our school districts. It was not done before. It's being done now. We walk hand in hand to make sure that our children, our students, our families.
Even better traffic.
Everything.
Right? I probably want to let you know why I qualify to witness Because many years ago, before my service to EDI, I've been in EDI for almost 20 years, right? Before I started service with EDI, I used to help a friend of mine who is a motel owner on Valley Boulevard, Valley Boulevard, for an exchange because I need time, I need a place to write, continue writing, because I got lots of writing projects going on at that time though. She offered me an environment in the back room whatsoever, an environment that's very quiet or something. For the exchange, I do her night shift, something like that.
Great, great.
So that's why I exactly knew what El Monte was like back then. You got the cholo guys, cholo girls on the streets, the druggies, the fights, and the graffitis, the trash, and everything. Now I invite you to go take a look. I'm not speaking on behalf of El Monte, but I witnessed the El Monte. Thank you very much for the leadership. Thank you very much for the vision, and thank you very much for the hard job that you guys have done.
Thank you, Jack.
Mm-hmm. I know for sure.
It's an exciting time. Mm-hmm. We have about 135,000 residents. Mm-hmm. We have the largest transit center today west of Chicago. We have 60,000 going through that daily. It's just it's a win-win situation. So it's exciting for El Monte, for the residents, for the San Gabriel Valley, for LA County. The more we take care of our cities, the more we make them safe. They have to be safe first, so we have more developers coming in.
You are absolutely right. If you call upon people to come into your place to do business, right there, you don't want to call them into a volcano, which will explode by nighttime or something like that kind, right? So, and for you, the vision for the city and the city councils, you stayed all over those many years, and you the one typically, right? To your vision, the first element to bring people to come to your city is to be safe. Am I right?
You have to be safe. When you see families that don't come out of their houses, that put bars on their houses, it's because something is wrong.
Something's going on there.
When you have somebody says that we have a safe house here in case a child's walking and they don't feel safe, they can run to it. That tells you a city's not safe. But now, when you have older people walking their little dogs or young couples walking their children in the evening, and you have an excitement of children riding their bikes, you're looking at a safe city. We are very fortunate to have a very aggressive, very unique city council, city staff, phenomenal police department. I'll put them against anybody.
Oh yeah, I like it. I like that department.
They respond right now.
And I even like the Statue of Liberty in front of the...
that is phenomenal.
That is so unique, right? Okay, and also very good. When the environment is cleaned up, and when the streets are cleaned up, and next thing is that you want to emphasize on to the entertainment business, the people's spare time, right? And I recall last time I had Council Member Jerry Velasco here. He talked about bringing El Monte back to the old style of being part of Hollywood. Am I right?
What we want to do, not only that, and I'll get into that in a second, what we want to do, and we're working now with developers that are building mixed use, commercial and living quarters. We're also bringing in theater, shows. We're bringing in better restaurants. We're building the norms. We have a groundbreaking. We're trying to bring in other big restaurants. But what we need to do, and we're working on right now, is bringing in live theater. Building an entertainment center, if you would, where we can have concerts, live theater, musicals, And we want to introduce that we're going to do it, and we have been doing it, all the other artistic cultures, all the ethnic cultures, so they can perform on stage and our children and our families can see it.
Last time I was invited by your whole council as a VIP, me and my wife, for the cock and the cracker.
Oh, the Nutcracker.
The Nutcracker, right? The Nutcracker show. It was quite a show, quite a wonderful show, and they performed so well. And using that facility, though, probably you can expand it into a real good theater. That's good facility.
We want to make. You went to the auditorium of one of the high schools.
Oh, I see.
So no, we want to build a theater.
Oh, build a theater.
No, we want to get sponsorship and support, and the city wants to build its own entertainment center where you can have phenomenal plays, entertainment, musicals, something that EDI is very familiar with and does phenomenal.
Sure.
So we want to do
okay,
that.
let's make a deal. You put up a theater and we walk in, or how about that?
You're on. You got it.
All right, my dear audience, I love the vision. I love the mindset, the leadership, of course, at EI Monte, and has been so right, and it is proven by outsiders like myself who witnessed the past like 20 years ago. Now was seeing at a surprise. Everything is eye catcher. Right. Let's take a very short moment now. We come back to find out. I always want to go behind the scene to see what's inside, right? So stay with us, please. Hello, lovely friends, lovely audiences, my dear fellow Angelinos, fellow Californians. Welcome back to the show. As a matter of fact, a discussion about our sample city, or how we dissect the city, which is EI Monte, to see what's inside. With me today is my brother kind of friend for many, many years. I joke around all the time with him, brothers by the same mother, or vice versa.
Right.
All right. Okay. Anyway, because we are always on the same page. We are always on the same page. By coincidence, by arrangement, by whatsoever, we are always, right? By the way, he was a candidate for a county supervisor, remember?
Yes,
right?
some time ago.
And I even motivated some of friends to do that, do the hating, right? Okay, anyway. There is one thing I want to lay before all issues is your veteran home. Your veteran home. Remember the other day, you and I were both in tears talking about this homeless veterans, right? How did you resolve that problem, please?
Well, what we did, we got together with the city and some funding, and we were able to build 41 units of veterans single units. And it was so incredible. You know, other cities have not done it yet, and I hope they will. But the city of EI Monte and its community went forward, and we built this. We built this, and we found veterans that had been homeless over 19 years that were sleeping underneath the 605 freeway and the 10. Their first time that they've had somewhere where they didn't get wet, they weren't cold. Beautiful units, immaculate units. And what I started doing, they living there, they have somebody that's there 24/7. They have services, rehab, training, job preparedness, all the services they need. And then what I've been doing and other groups have been doing also, in special occasions like Thanksgiving, Christmas, we bring them dinner and just so much. But this is the first time they've had a shelter.
My dear audiences, the homeless issue, to be honest with you, is my issue. I have been on this issue for so many years. I wrote a lot of stuff about this homeless issue. I'm a man who has the heart to tilt that way, because I came from a poor country. I know what exactly to be felt in a condition like that. I haven't been homeless myself. I'm lucky enough, but I witnessed that right now. That's one thing. However, for our veterans to come home, become homeless, that's even not an issue. That's out of question. That's out of human tolerance. I mean, tolerance, right? We can't stand it. I was the other day talking so much with my friend Jay Gomez, talking about the homeless veterans and find a home for them. Both of us were in tears because that's a bottom line issue, right? From that point, if you touch base on that issue, though, you've proven to be a heartfelt human being kind of a mindset. That's why I adore so much about what they did. Question: when they become homeless, though, regardless, without asking, they were financially broken, right? They were financially down. How are you bring them back on their feet to afford that living, to afford that roof?
Okay, let me go with that. Can I? First of all, and I don't know if I've told you, we just had a new groundbreaking for 60 units. This is for homeless veteran families. 2 or 3 bedrooms.
Oh, God.
We just broke ground. But let me go back to the ones we have right now. What's happened is these individuals came back from service. In some cases, especially recently, they were the sole breadwinners, or they was a 2-family check. And all of a sudden, one is sent to war. They lose their home. They lose their family. They lose everything. They come back. They're homeless. There should not be no one, including our veterans, no one in this country that should be homeless. So I would talk about that if you want me to. But anyway.
Please. So I need that. So that's an education to everybody. All right. So we take everything for granted. No.
Everybody in this country, America, I don't care who they are, what ethnicity, if you're here, there's no reason for you to be homeless. There's no reason for anyone to be homeless in this country or be hungry or be cold.
And especially there's no reason at all for veterans to come home to become homeless.
You serve your country. You come back with physical, psychological injuries. And then now to compound that, you're homeless. It's not right.
No.
Homeless veterans, it shouldn't even be a sentence. Especially when we as a country, as a government, send millions, billions of dollars to other countries to put their country together, to restructure, rebuild, to provide their community.
Post-war,
when we in our own backyards don't take care of our own people.
Shame.
I don't care what ethnicity you are. I don't care. If you're here in America, you shouldn't be hungry. You shouldn't be cold. You shouldn't have an education. That's the saddest thing in the world, and why no one has done anything. It doesn't matter what...
I'm so grateful to you guys for what you have done. Is that exactly what the land of the freedom, home for the brave, call for?
It's not just here in San Gabriel Valley or the state of California. It's throughout this country.
All over.
we have people that live here
all over.
that are hungry. How can you?
It's all over.
How can you really get the best out of everybody or anybody if you're hungry?
Financially, how do you support them on a day-to-day basis?
On our homeless veterans housing, there's X number of dollars they get from the VA, from the federal government, and there's other sources that invest. So they have enough to take care of their housing. And that's not just for temporary. They can stay there until the day they die, forever.
Yeah. Oh my God.
So they will never not have food. They will never not have shelter. They will never not be clothed. And they will never not have the opportunity to be trained the whole objective is to get them back into the workforce.
Yeah, you're right. And while struggling, they can learn the skill. They can find a job, and
they're being trained to find a job. And we're helping them to find jobs.
All right,
Matter of fact, like the security service that I work with, we're hiring veterans. We are hiring.
I see.
They're coming out of service, and they can't find. We're recruiting veterans to come to work.
Oh yeah. You're offering them jobs. In other words,
anytime they come, they want to come. I will put them to work.
All right. My dear audiences, my dear friend Jay, I respect what you do, and it's heartfelt. It is so deeply, profoundly heartfelt that I believe that everybody should follow. When I say I want to dissect a city, that is the first layer I want to dissect. From that point on, you would build your trust to that kind of leadership. You can say, that is the kind of leadership I want because they have the mindset that we want, right? The mindset being that they care. All right. For that, I give you my salute.
Thank you, Jack.
All right. Let's take a very short moment now. When we come back, we put together looking into the future of the beautiful city of El Monte.
Yes, sir.
Probably you will send me an agent. I'll look around for a house myself.
Anytime you want. We're building them.
I deserve a senior home now.
No. Just because it's senior home, it's still their quality. All
right, very good. Okay, so let's take a short moment out. We'll come back, find my senior home. Hello, dear friends, lovely audiences. G&E TV, we pay a lot of attention to what's going on around us. Me and my whole team working very hard every single day to imbue our life with the information that we believe positive, right? That's why I say, it's always a slogan here, we uplift the life. For uplifting life, we want to bring good stories to people. The good stories we are bringing to our audiences is about El Monte. All right, El Monte is a city with a wonderful leadership. I like every single one of them, all the 5. And El Monte has my friend Jay Gomez there, working as mayor pro tem. He's been mayor many times anyway. Mayor is not a big name, right? Anyway, right? But he is the one doing the job, right? So, sharing the information about El Monte, we started to stretch our picture from the day I testified that El Monte was in hard shape to all the way now, a beautiful city with even beautiful landscape. There's lots of work involved, and yet they did it. They did it in a wonderful way. For that, I said I gave him my salute. And typically, I want to emphasize on the veteran home. You know, remember I mentioned last time, even grammatically or rhetorically, the words homeless and veteran, they don't match.
Should never go together.
It should never go together.
No, sir.
All right? If I say a male woman, Does that make sense to you? A woman, male. Of course, you have tomboys all the time. Well, that's a joke. That's a joke way.
Yeah.
And medically, scientifically, if I call somebody a man, male, am I making a mistake? Big one, right? Same as you put veteran and homeless together. Homeless, veteran, veteran, homeless. You're slamming on your own face, looks to me, right? Thank God El Monte did it. Thank the leadership of El Monte, you guys did it. I believe lots of people will follow. Lots of city will follow. Please trust me, right?
I hope so, Jack.
They do follow good things. All right. Now, what's your plan, next step, to make El Monte even more soliciting? I find it soliciting already.
Very simple.
Very
it's
simple.
very simple. You know, first of all, let me just say, you know, everybody talks a good talk. Mm-hmm. Everybody says, oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to do this, we should do this, we should do that, but nobody does anything. I am very fortunate that the city of El Monte, my colleagues, the city staff, have seen the vision and worked forward. Keeping the city clean is an ongoing thing. We have to continue to do that.
Keeping the city
you
clean.
never stop. Right. Keeping the city safe.
Keeping the city
it's
safe.
ongoing every day, every night, 24/7. You never stop. That's part of the big key.
All right.
Us going out and inviting developers, inviting manufacturers, inviting so many to come see El Monte, come see. El Monte, the key, another key that's very important, El Monte is in the center of the San Gabriel Valley. Has the 60 freeway, the 605, the 10 freeway, and the 210.
Yeah.
Have a transit, has transportation, has a transit, has a goal line.
Yeah, the most convenient, yes.
It's convenience. The American people need convenience, need to feel safe, need to feel like they're important. And everybody that lives in El Monte, I don't care if you're documented, undocumented, I don't care if you're old, young, everybody's the same in importance. And we treat our people that way.
That's a good take.
So the development, the working to bring more business, the working to bring more restaurants, more entertainment, more housing. We're building housing left and right. And that is the glue that brings in and makes El Monte grow.
All right.
We have the schools that are working with us, the superintendents, the school boards. We have water board. We have everybody. We're working closer together. We're joining hands to make it better. Right now, we have a program for students. If they're going to an El Monte high school and they finish their high school, we are working so they will get the first year to 2 years in junior college free.
Oh.
We're working on
kind of scholarship.
We invest money, the city, the school district, to have our children better educated. That's all, again, part of the puzzle to make a city, a community
Another
success.
good thing that not everybody does.
No, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And it breaks my heart to see people, as long as I've been in government, for almost 40 years, or over 40 years now, I always hear people say, yeah, we're going to do it. Yes, Jay, we're going to.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And nobody does it. And all it takes is holding hands and what do we need to do to make it better for everybody. And we in El Monte do not exclude anybody. We want to make sure that we are a better city.
What a beautiful mindset. What a beautiful mindset. What a thorough vision. When I say that, I want to back myself up that first you emphasize that you need a clean environment.
You got to continue to do that.
To get people in. Yeah. Like you have a guest coming, you want to do a cleaning, right?
What happens when you have outside guests coming?
Yeah,
you clean the house.
Sure, you clean the house, okay?
We have to keep our house clean every day.
right?
Every day.
Okay. And then you want to keep your house safe.
Very safe.
You want to make the city safe. And then you look into the future, you invest in the future. The money, the city funds, goes to college, some kind of a year 1, year 2
better education for our
scholarship.
children.
For better education for children.
And then they
That's
will
good.
get their
That's
degrees, come back and move into El Monte.
It looks to me you're not working on the right issue. You're pushing in the right direction.
Yes, sir.
Uh-huh. And also your police department. I admire your police department. Uh-huh. And how do you comment? Say a few words about your police department.
Oh, let me please. We have the best chief and police officers, men and women in our police department. I'll put them against anybody. These men and women, we have police officers that are assigned to the different schools. They work in the school. We have outreach. We have community talks. We have anything. Anytime someone calls our police department, they will respond immediately. We have a rule that no call goes unanswered. We have great leadership with Chief David Reynoso. We have great command staff. We have great police officers. And here's a key. A lot of our police officers were born and raised in El Monte.
Oh, yeah.
That's a big key. We've hired police officers, and we continue to hire. And our police force, a big portion, another, and others have come. They've been in other police
On
departments.
my job as a news media, I haven't recalled any time when I heard any controversy of El Monte PD.
And you won't.
I won't.
No, they're great.
Okay, all
They're
right.
great.
I take that promise as a promise.
Believe me.
I haven't heard any wrongdoings or issues whatsoever among the police officers of your PD. All right, good. And once again, thanks to the leadership of the city. It is the city that put up the request, and the city put everybody in charge, right? So, to the numbers of police officers versus the number of your 137,000 population, do you think that you have enough officers?
No, sir.
All right.
By
what extent?
I would love to see 160 police officers. We have about 120.
Like 1,000 per.
Yeah, we have about 120. But
Okay.
those 120 perform their job like if there were 300 police officers.
Okay, all right.
That they are great. But again, the economic and it's just not El Monte. It's all 490 cities in the state of California that really need more police officers, that need the funding.
Oh, we sure do. We sure do. Yeah, we sure do. We sure do. Do you have the funding for the extra something 40 needed?
No, of course not.
Of
No
course
city
not.
does.
No city does,
But,
right?
are we sitting down and waiting for somebody to give us money? No.
Oh,
that's why we're building more business, building a bigger
You're
city.
right.
Because we get more money.
That's a good philosophy. By logic, you're not sitting there for money to land on your head, right?
It's like you have money, you invest.
Yeah, you're right.
We get money from more business, more restaurants, more housing, and we invest back into the city.
Bring in business in, increase the revenue, and then you hire
and we've
more
been hiring
officers. All right, good.
We've been
right.
hiring.
All right, you've been hiring, matter of fact, right?
Yes, sir.
My dear friends, it's always good to let fact speak. Sometimes you may call, you may say so loud, yet we need to see fact. At City of El Monte, we see all kinds of fact. I myself, as a media man, I play neutral. I don't have to. He hasn't paid me for, and not even a penny, to say good about El Monte. No,
sir.
I don't have to, because as a media man, to my personal experiences, I could witness the development of El Monte. As not everybody can do. It's something like miracles already. Right? We give the credit, all credit, every bit of credit to the city leadership, right? To the council members, wonderful people, and to the officers there, to every single citizen of El Monte who work towards their own prosperity, right? So my friend Jay Gomez, Mayor Pro Tem of El Monte, has done a great job, and I will encourage him to keep on doing the good job. And I call upon my folks in El Monte, well, still keep the finger crossed for something good to happen. And the investors or builders or whoever, developers, come to their way. I believe that city, take my word, within another 5 or 10 years, you're going to see another different look. Right?
You will.
Provided they have those bunch of good people, my friends there, right? Okay, we're over time, but I'm happy for being over time. Thank you for watching, my dear friend. 2J, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Excellent job.
Thank to EDI.
All right, good.